Hey guys, hope you all are doing well and staying safe indoors during these tough times. I drove the Skoda Kushaq a couple of days ago and I wanted to make a really short review on the experience that I felt and really help you out on making the decision of whether to go for it or not. I will not go into all the details of the car's dimensions or the variants or the features that it offers. I think you can find a lot of videos online regarding the same, but I would really like to make an effort to make sure that you get to know, that the intricate details of of the car that would really help you make the decision to go for the Kushaq or not. So I took the test drive of the 1 liter TSI with the automatic and the manual, and I would like to start with the automatic. Like most of the people would like to go for the automatic nowadays, and that is what is most in demand right now. And from the first impressions, I really loved the car. I have test driven the Creta, I have test driven the Seltos, the Sonet, the Venue, the Nexon, and recently I test driven the Skoda Kushaq for some time, and I really liked the way the car handled and the premium that it felt when compared to the Creta and the Seltos. The first thing that I liked was its steering. It is really lightweight. I think it is really good in the city, and it will also help you on the highway. That it is really very light and nimble to handle, and the body roll is really well under control. And this is something that most of the people would like really. Most probably the women would really like this car a lot because it is so light and easy to handle and to drive and to maneuver around because of its smaller size. We'll get about its size in the next part, by the way. And also I really like the gearbox. The 6-speed torque converter is so smooth that I didn't even know that the gears were changing. It was so smooth. And coming to the engine, it has a 1 liter TSI. This similar kind of engine is also found in the Tatas, in the Hyundais, in the Koreans for the matter, and also in the Skoda and the Volkswagen. But in the Skoda, it really feels like it is a 1.4 engine. It seems very powerful, and I don't see the turbo lag that actually comes with this turbocharged engines. I think it's really very good engine for this size car, that you can easily go on the highways and cruise at a speed of 100 120 that generally people do. I think that should be more than enough for anyone, right? And overall the ergonomics of the car are really very good. It is really very comfortable to sit. The seats are very well contoured. The back seats are very well. You have very good thigh support. But the only problem that you can see is it's a smaller car. It is actually, in comparison to the S-Cross, to be really frank, it is smaller than the S-Cross, and it is only meant for 4 adults and a kid. 5 people, I don't think even you can travel within the city. So that is one thing that you need to keep reminding yourself. But on the plus side, it has a longer wheelbase, so you get a loads of legroom on your rear seat, and also the boot. I think I need to specially mention the boot, because when you compare it with the Creta and the Seltos, on paper the Creta and the Seltos have a bigger boot, but those boot are flat, and the boot of the Kushaq is deep. So basically you can fit more luggage practically when compared to that of a Creta or a Seltos. So overall it is a winner in my eyes, and I think you can take it over to the highways for longer drives. You won't be fatigued because of the lightweight steering. The pedals are really easy and smooth to use. The only, if I had to nitpick, I think the brake pedal is a little higher to my liking, but I think that is something that you get used to once you purchase the car, right? And the infotainment, I need to specially mention the infotainment system. I think I drove the active variant of the car, and the Skoda sound system is amazing. I think it is the best in class that you can have, more than the Bose systems that you have in the Creta and the Seltos. It has amazing bass, amazing punch, amazing clarity. I think it is the best. It's the most powerful system that you can get in the Harrier, the Creta, Seltos, or any other brand that you can see. The Archimisize, the Bose, and the JBL that you find in the cars in this segment. I think the Skoda sound system sounds the best. So I was really tempted to get the Active myself, just because of the sound system and how it drove. But again, seeing the price of the car, I think it is too expensive for someone to really go for the top end of this car, because it is smaller car compared to that of the S-Cross. So what my recommendation would be, if you are someone who is looking for a car probably in the 10 to 13 lakhs bracket for a manual, or trying to look towards the Venue, the Nexons, the Sonnets, or even the S-Cross, I think this is a really good car. You can go for the active or the ambition variant of the Kushaq in the manual trims, and you can get the aftermarket stuff for it. I think it is a slightly bigger car than what you can get for the price in other brands, and also I think it has all the basic things from all the basic features from the base variant itself. I think that should do. Only thing is you can get your alloy wheels, you can get a better music system, you should be good to go. And if you want to go for the automatic, I think you can go with the ambition variant. It is costing around 17 lakhs on road here in Hyderabad, and I think that is a decent buy for a family who thinks that they only have 4 people to fit in a kit, and they want highway drive, city drives, and they also need the reliability of a Skoda, the build. Right, the build definitely feels a little stronger than the Creta and the Seltos. But again, you can find those cheap plastics that you find in other brands as well, as they have to keep the cost in check. Having said that, Skoda has already mentioned that they have sourced 95% of its materials locally, and with that 95% localization, they have priced the car so high. So I think we can freely assume that Skoda is not going to reduce the prices of this car in the future as well, because with 95% localization, this price is what they can come off it. Can they really do it? No, I don't think so. They cannot reduce the price. So this is what it is. So that was my recommendation of the car. But the ideal price for this car that I would think would have been the ex-showroom price of this car. If it would have been the on-road price of this car, I think it would have been a killer car in this segment, and it would have also surpassed the Creta and the Seltos, which is actually not its segment. And that's a short review, guys. So I just wanted to keep it short to make sure that you guys can relate to the content, and if you really like content that you can relate to, please do like my video, please do subscribe. I have a lot of content coming up, and it's a huge trip also coming up that I would like to vlog myself and show it to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye bye.